All right, let's go on to another big issue, immigration. Mr. Cruz, you were asked during April's Belo Debate if you support building a fence the length of the U.S.-Mexico border, and here's what he said.
He supports building a wall along the entire Texas-Mexico border. Is that something that you would support? Yes, no, why? We'll start with you, Mr. Cruz.
Yes. We have an illegal immigration crisis, and we need to do everything humanly possible to secure the border. That means fences, that means walls.
As far as the wall, you said yes, you do
I said yes
to that. Even if it infringes on property rights of Texans along the way.
Property owners should be compensated for that.
Is that still your position tonight, to build a fence the length of the Texas-Mexico border?
I think we need to use every tool humanly possible.
And that is one of them?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Do you have any idea how much it would cost?
I don't know the specific cost, but I can guarantee you it is far less than the cost of illegal immigration in this country.
Okay.
And I will tell you...
Well, let me stick with the cost here first. We have a broad-based estimate on information given to us by the Department of Homeland Security. After subtracting out the miles of fence already erected in Texas, that leaves 1,125 miles of open border. DHS told us the average cost so far to build the pedestrian fence, and there's a graphic there you can see. The average cost so far to build the pedestrian fence is $6.5 million per mile. That leaves a total cost, just for Texas, of $7.3 billion. Mr. Cruz, you say you're a fiscal conservative. Does that square with fiscal conservatism, $7 billion for a broad estimate?
Yes, and let me tell you, my touchstone, it does,
okay.
Because my touchstone for every question is the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8.
What about the taxpayer's pocketbook here, too?
Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution enumerates the powers of Congress. One of the specific powers and responsibilities of the federal government is to secure its borders. The federal government should carry out those functions and do it well. And we should provide sufficient resources to fulfill that constitutional obligation. I'll tell you, Texans are tired with politicians talking a good game on immigration and not solving the problem.
Let me ask you about a constitutional issue, liberty. What about the liberty of the hundreds, if not thousands, of private landowners in Texas whose land would be seized by the government for what even some in your own party say would be an ineffective project? What about their liberty?
Look, I have spent my entire life fighting for liberty. Liberty is the reason we have those constitutional protections. But the Constitution also provides that property can be taken with due process of law and just compensation. And with respect to securing the borders, it is a national security issue. You know, I'll tell you, I was down visiting with Texas Border Volunteers several weeks ago, and they told me in the sector where they are, 60% of the people that they apprehend are what the federal government calls OTMs, other than Mexicans. Many are from Middle Eastern countries. Many, tragically, are Asian women being brought in for sex trafficking. The federal government is failing in its obligation to secure the borders.
All right, let me move on and see what the Lieutenant Governor has to say.